going to heat about 1.5 tablespoons of regular cooking oil in a pan. Here are some raw peanuts. I've taken about 1/4 of a cup. You can take as per your choice, or you can totally drop off the peanuts if you don't like peanuts. Now we're going to fry these peanuts till they turn a nice golden brown. This really adds an amazing flavor to the Malvani rice. So we're going to fry them for about half a minute. Since the oil is nice and hot, they brown up very fast. Remember to cook on a low to medium flame, never cook on a high flame. So now the peanuts are almost a light brown. And so we're going to take them out and keep them aside. Now in the same oil, we are going to use our normal fodni sahitya, or the stuff that we use in our normal Indian cooking. So there goes in half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri or rai, followed by half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Then goes in half a teaspoon of hing or asafoetida, followed by half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Now I've taken about 2 dried red chilies and 1 green chili slit into 2, a light green chili, followed by some curry leaves. We're going to give all of this a nice mix and a nice fry till the chilies are nice and fried. Now to this, I am going to be adding the rice. Like I said in the introduction, either you have some leftover rice, or like here I've prepared some fresh rice, parboiled some basmati rice, but let it cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes completely, so that all the grains are separated. And I've also put a little bit of clarified butter and ghee, just half a teaspoon, just sprinkled it all over the rice. Now we're going to give this a good mix so that the rice is completely coated with our fodni or the bagar. Now once this is completely mixed well, we're going to add our fried peanuts. Now this goes in the Malvani masala as per your taste, whether you like it very spicy or you like it mild, and some salt for seasoning. Now we're going to give all of this a nice mix so that the Malvani masala coats all the grains of rice well. This is an extremely delicious dish. You can serve this with some fried papad, roasted papad, some raita, or even some salad at the side, like some chopped up cucumbers, tomatoes, and some pickle also. Now we're going to cover this and we're going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Stirring in between once or twice. This helps to get everything well incorporated together. Now we're going to garnish it with some freshly chopped coriander or cilantro leaves. Again, give it a mix. And now we're going to turn off the flame and we're going to squeeze some lovely lemon juice. So this is a very tangy, spicy and just extremely delicious rice. So there goes in some freshly squeezed lemon. You can add the lemon or you can drop the lemon, again depending upon your liking. And again give it a nice mix so everything gets well mixed and everything is well coated, and our Malvani rice is all ready to serve. I hope you like this short and sweet recipe. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon in another video. Take care. some par-boiled basmati or long-grained rice. In the description box below, I will leave the instructions on how to prepare par-boiled basmati rice. Then we require some colorful capsicum or bell peppers. I've taken the green or yellow and red ones. Then we require some crushed garlic. I've taken about 4 to 5 cloves and 1 chopped onion. In our spices, we require some finely ground pepper powder, some chili flakes, some pizza seasoning, and some seasoning, the Maggi cube seasoning. That is, you get cubes like this. You can buy it in whichever flavor you like. That is chicken, veg, and salt to taste. So let's get started with making our delicious capsicum rice. In my pan, I have some oil heating up. You can use vegetable cooking oil or olive oil. Here I have used some olive oil. To my olive oil, I will first add my crushed garlic. You don't need to heat your olive oil a lot. Now we will add in our onions. Once our onions are a little bit translucent, we will add in all our bell peppers. You can also add some corn, or for the non-vegetarians you can add some chicken or some sausage. Doesn't it look lovely and colorful? In fact, the more colorful your food looks, the more tasty and even healthy is your food with fresh vegetables. In this way, you can get your kids to eat some nice, healthy, colorful vegetables. Now we'll saute this for some time till it's a little bit nice and cooked. Now our veggies have cooked a bit. You don't want them too soft. A little on the crunchy side also tastes good. To this, we will now start adding our seasoning. We will start with about 1 heaped teaspoon of pepper powder. If you like pepper, you can add some more. Then goes in some pizza seasoning, little or as much as you like, some chili flakes on how spicy you would like your rice. I love it spicy. And some Maggi seasoning. This is easily available in any store. Give all of this a nice mix. The Maggi cubes already contain a little bit of salt, so even if you skip the salt, it's fine. But if you like more salt in your food, you can add some salt. I will add just a pinch. To this, we will now add our parboiled basmati or long grained rice. And give this a good mix. Once you have mixed everything together, let it cook for about a minute on a slow flame, on a slow to medium flame. Never cook your food on a high flame because there are chances your food will get burnt or remain raw or just not taste very nice. Now I like to add a little bit more of some pepper powder, about half a teaspoon at this point. This is pepper powder. Just at the end a little more. That's up to you. You can skip this step or you can add pepper powder if you're a big fan of pepper like me. You have to cook this without a cover. You don't have to cover this dish. Just keep stirring. It's like a stir fry. And there you have it, some delicious, quick capsicum rice. It smells amazing. So friends, if you like this recipe, please do give it a big thumbs up. Do share my recipes with friends and family. And please do subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is just click on the red subscribe button. And once you have subscribed to my channel, click on the bell. And every time I upload a new video, you will be the first one to know. Until next time, this is Akshrita saying goodbye and take care till we meet again. Bye. Today's video, we're going to see how to make this Puliyogre powder, which you can store, as well as how to make the Puliyogre rice. So let's start with the Puliyogre powder. Now these are the only ingredients you require. Let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have 1 tablespoon of urad dal or udit dal. This is 1 teaspoon of methi seeds or fenugreek. 3/4 teaspoon of peppercorns. 1 tablespoon of chana dal. 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds or dhania seeds. Half a tablespoon of cumin seeds or jeera. 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds. 3 dried red chilies just broken up into smaller pieces. Half a cup of sesame seeds or til. And about 2 tablespoons of grated dried coconut. So here I'm going to heat a pan. Now we're going to dry roast all the ingredients on a low to medium flame. So I'm going to first start by adding the urad dal. Next we'll go in the chana dal. Now keep your flame on very, very low when you're doing this process. Next I'm going to add the dried red chilies. I've just broken them up into smaller pieces. Next I'm going to add the peppercorns, the methi or the fenugreek seeds, the coriander or the dhania seeds, the mustard seeds, the cumin seeds or the jeera. So now we're just going to roast this by stirring it in between on a very low flame for about 5 minutes till you start getting the beautiful aroma of all these spices. Now this, once you grind this after adding, the remaining ingredients, which is the dried coconut and the sesame seeds, you get about half a cup of this puliyogre powder. But for our puliyogre rice, we're just going to use about a tablespoon, or maybe 2 to 3 teaspoons, depending on how much rice you have and how much you want to make. So this makes about half a cup. And this puliyogre powder is so flavorsome. Anyway, right now I'm adding the sesame seeds. So I've just put all the other spices at the side on a low flame still, and I'm just roasting the sesame seeds. They'll start to pop. And then I'm just going to put everything together again, just place it at the side, and then I'm going to add this dried grated coconut. So like I was saying, we're not going to use the entire powder that we're going to grind, because this puliyogre powder is very, very flavorsome. And once you make it, you'll see how strong the aroma is and the taste is. So we're going to add just about 2 to 3 teaspoons, or 1 tablespoon at the most, for like 1 cup of rice, like I'll show you in the recipe. So you can make this and store this, and if you want to make more, then just double the quantity of all the ingredients I've shown you. So you will get about 1 entire cup of this puliyogre powder. Now this puliyogre powder should be stored in a very clean and dry glass bottle or a steel bottle, and you don't need to keep it in the refrigerator. You can keep it in a cool, dark place like your pantry or your spice cupboard. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. So now I've done with the roasting, and you can see that all the spices have been nicely roasted. Do keep an eye on it. Don't just leave the pan unattended, because then the spices will burn, and when the spices burn, they just don't give a very good taste. They become very bitter. So now we're going to let this completely cool, and I'm going to be grinding it in my mortar and pestle, but you can definitely grind this in a dry grinder or in your normal mixer. Just ensure that the mixer is completely dry. So when I'm grinding it in my mixer, I wipe the mixer completely clean, and I like to keep it in the sun for about at least half an hour, so that it gets completely dried. Whenever I'm doing grinding any dry spices or any dry powders. Now I love grinding these masalas in my mortar and pestle, and first of all, it gives a very different as you're grinding it, it gives you a beautiful aroma of all the spices being crushed up. So I love to do this whenever I'm making these masalas or powders, and if I have the time on hand, either listening to my favorite music or listening to my favorite podcast. And this even takes me back to my childhood. So in my ancestral house in Goa, we used to have a stone like this, which was 10 times the size of what you see now. It was a huge thing, and I think it's called rogdo. And I was assigned the duty of grinding all the masalas for the fish curries or the chicken shakuti. So my grandmother used to give me all that, and with fresh coconut. And we had this rogdo in one little corner of the kitchen, and it was very close to our kitchen well. And I used to love sitting over there and doing this. It used to take me almost like an hour, because my grandmother was very particular, and she used to like the masala paste to be very, very fine. So I love doing that, and then just doing this brings back those memories. So whenever I have the time on hand, I either grind in this, or I have the flat masala stone, and I love grinding chutneys on that. I mean, if you grind masalas on stones, like this, it just gives you a different flavor altogether. Some chutneys, or some like rechard masalas, I love grinding them on the masala stone. So I just thought I'd share this with you. Anyway, so this is our puliyogre powder, and after grinding it really fine, it took me about 10 to 15 minutes, but I enjoyed the whole process. And this is the puliyogre powder. So we want it to be very, very fine. And now I'll show you how to make this puliyogre rice. It's an amazing, very, very quick recipe. So now again, I'm going to keep a pan. I'm going to heat my pan up. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. Now once our oil is nice and hot, I'm going to start by adding half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri or rye. Now once our mustard seeds begin to pop, we are going to add about a tablespoon of urad dal or udid dal. I'm going to add a teaspoon of chana dal. Sorry, that was a teaspoon of urad dal too. And then I'm going to add 2 dried red chilies, some few curry leaves, about 7 to 8 fresh curry leaves. And I'm going to mix all of this really well together. Don't worry friends, all the ingredients are going to be in the description box below. Now I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoon of raw peanuts, and we're going to fry the peanuts really well till the peel of the peanut becomes a darker brown color. Now this is a small paste or a pulp that I've prepared with 1 tablespoon of tamarind and 2 tablespoons of gur. Or jaggery. I've just soaked it for some time. I'll leave the instructions to that. Now I'm just adding 2 teaspoons of the Puliyogre powder, and I'm adding this jaggery and tamarind pulp. And we're going to mix everything very well together. So like I said, I soaked the jaggery and the tamarind in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water for about 15-20 minutes, and then I extracted the pulp. Now we're going to fry this till it becomes nice and dry like this. So the mixture should look like this. And now I've just cooked about 1 cup of rice, and I'm just going to add that. So this is a nice dish for even leftover rice. If you just want to make something, this is an amazing recipe. And this Puliyogre powder has a very long shelf life too. It lasts for about 2 to 3 months if you store it well. And whenever using the powder, also you try to use a very dry spoon. And now just mix everything really, really well together. This rice is a very different kind of a taste. It has a sweet, sour, and now of course I'm going to flavor it with a little bit of salt. So it has a sweet, sour, tangy, spicy, a blend of all the flavors. And now that I've mixed the rice really well, I'm just going to turn off the heat. And now all we have to do is just garnish it with some finely chopped fresh coriander. And our Puliyogre rice is ready. So I hope you liked today's recipes. Do give them a try and do leave your comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I'll catch you in my next video. Take care guys. Bye. Rice. Now here I've taken about 1.5 cup of basmati rice, washed it well and soaked it in some water for about 15 minutes. This is some palak, about 1.5 cups, which I've chopped roughly. Then this is some coriander powder, about a tablespoon. This is 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder. This is half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now here I have some fennel seeds or soft, about a teaspoon, about 4 to 5 cloves, and 1 cardamom or elaichi. And this is about 3 light green chilies and about 5 large cloves of garlic. Now I'm just going to roast the cloves, the fennel seeds and the cardamom, and then I'm just ground it together into a coarse powder. This is the paste of the garlic and the green chilies. So now I've heated about a tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee. You can also use oil, and I've just put in the garlic and green chili paste, and I'm going to fry this well till the rawness of the garlic goes away and you get this lovely aroma of this green chili and garlic paste. So just fry this for about half a minute on a low to medium flame. Now I'm going to add all my powder masalas, that is the black pepper powder, the coriander powder, the cinnamon powder, as well as the fennel seeds and the elaichi and clove powder. Now we're going to fry all these spices just a little. And now I'm going to add the palak. Now for the palak, once I took the leaves, separated the leaves from the stalks, I just soaked the palak in some water, to which I added some salt for about 15 minutes. And then I drained out all the water, washed the palak well, and then I let it dry, and then I chopped it up into, just into small pieces or bits. Now the palak is going to wilt, so we're going to add a little bit of salt to taste, and we're going to let the palak wilt, or actually just leave out some water, so it will change into this dark green color. So this is a very easy recipe. You don't need to blanch the palak or make a puree. And these lovely spices also, add a lovely flavor. So once the palak is nice and wilted, it starts looking like this. That is a very dark green color. So just saute it a little so that it gets a little bit fried and cooked. And now I've just drained all the water from the rice, and I'm just adding this basmati rice. You can even use regular rice if you don't have basmati rice, and just add all the rice, and we're just going to mix everything well together, the rice, the palak, the spices, all well together. And then I'm just going to add about 2.5 cups of water. And we're going to let this water come to a boil on a medium to high flame. So get all of those rice bits and everything into the water, and we're going to let this water boil on a medium to high flame. That should just take about half a minute for the water to come to a boil. And once the water starts to boil, like this, we're just going to give it a small mix, and then we're going to just cover and cook it on a very low flame for about 8 to 10 minutes, just checking in between whether the rice is completely cooked and all the water has evaporated. So here you will see that the water starts vigorously boiling on a high flame now. So then we'll just give it one stir like this, and then completely reduce the flame to low and cover and cook it. Now we'll just check in between whether the rice is done, but you can still see a little bit of moisture and water. So we're going to just give it a small stir, and then we're going to just cover and cook it again. We want the rice to be nice and fluffed up. And after about 8 to 10 minutes, you'll see that your rice is now nice and cooked, and your palak rice is all ready to enjoy.